A dreadful murder occurred on the Pacific island of Viti Levu in the Fiji group in 1890. An Indian labourer named Danu had been living with an Indian woman named Mauli at Rarawi plantation as man and wife. The couple had 2 young children. 4 weeks before the crime, Mauli had left Danu and gone to live with another man named Badlu. Danu took her back, but she repeatedly tried to leave him for Badlu. Saying he was frightened of the consequences, Badlu told Mauli to leave him, and she went back to Danu. However, after a brief time she returned to Badlu, and they were living together at the time of the murder. Fiji had been annexed by Great Britain in 1874, and Indian labourers brought in to labour as indentured workers for 5 years in agriculture, on land acquired, usually by force, mostly by Australians. For every 10 Indian men there were only about 4 Indian women, which caused personal strife like this to occur. Danu took her second departure badly, and was heard to threaten to kill the couple. However, after his demand that Mauli return all the jewellery he had bought her as gifts was met, his malice seemed to abate. Mauli had left her home village of Goranu in Uttar Pradesh in 1886, aged 14, sailing for Fiji in February of that year, with her mother and 2 younger brothers, on a ship called the Boyne. Danu had also been on the Boyne. He was also from Uttar Pradesh, from the village of Kasiza. He was 26 years old when he left Calcutta, described as 5'3", with a pock-marked face. Mauli's mother became ill in Fiji, and arranged a marriage between her daughter and Danu before she died. The marriage was considered as common law rather than legal by the authorities. On the 11th of March 1890, Mauli was returning from working, carrying a bundle containing a hoe and some firewood she had cut. She also had a small billy can with her. Another woman, named Sashni, who she was accompanying, had fallen somewhat behind Mauli, and a third woman, called Safaria, was further back again along the path. Suddenly Danu burst out of the sugar cane and grabbed Mauli, dragging the startled woman into the cane for about 10 metres. Mauli clasped her hands together, and realising the menace that Danu represented, implored the man not to kill her. She promised that she would return and live with him once more. Danu's response was a vicious attack with a weeding knife, slashing down upon her hands, severing one outright, the other remaining attached to her arm by the skin. She fell backwards, and then he raised the knife and slashed at her throat twice, the cuts all but severing the unfortunate woman's head, which hung on by a small piece of skin. Sashni witnessed the onslaught and saw Danu go to the bundle which the dead woman had dropped. He took up the billy can and caught some of her blood as it flowed out. Danu drank some of the blood before throwing the billy away and running off with the knife under his arm. Safaria recognised the knife used to kill Mauli as one which Danu had bought as a gift for his wife and taken back when she left him. Sashni had called out to Safaria, who was in time to see the murderer fleeing and the horrific result of his momentary madness. Hurrying off, they overtook some other women, and they returned to their homes to relate what they had witnessed. In their absence, a driver came along and found the mutilated body laying between the cane. Danu had gone and hidden in the plantation's mill, but was soon located and arrested. A special sitting of the Supreme Court of Fiji was held to conduct the trial, at which Danu denied killing Mauli, despite having been seen. Inevitably, the death sentence was handed down. The condemned man asked that the government take care of his children. In the days leading up to his execution, Danu was despondent, refused food, and wept inconsolably. On the 17th of May 1890, at Suva, Danu confessed to the murder and blood drinking on the scaffold before he was hanged. Why he drank his wife's blood was not stated, although it may have been due to religious belief or symbolic of possessing her again. His last words were, "The woman would not live with me, so I killed her."